the V to the E. One of me hot, one of me soul, one of me sweet auntie. Me cheese and the flat the crowd, one of me key. Before you do to one door, young kaji. Never me double how I drink, you no mercy. A team my young kumo, young play who were free. Never me cabin biscuits, need your car, young kasi. Baby girl, let me take it down low. Not on your phone, I'm a down low. In my hand, bump, chip, 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 bum, 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 bum. Did I do that? And the sun so baby, to me trouble, I'm immortal. The girl is she me, my bum, 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 bum.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Welcome.
His name spoke for me when I was filled with trouble and sorrow. The name of Jesus Christ, still the same today. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame, amama demeo. The name above all names has spoken for my redemption. I was once a slave to sin, but he came to set me free. His name spoke for me when I was filled with trouble and sorrow. The name of Jesus Christ, still the same today. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame, amama demeo. The name above all names has spoken for my redemption. I was once a slave to sin, but he came to set me free. His name spoke for me when I was filled with trouble and sorrow. The name of Jesus Christ, still the same today. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame, amama demeo. The name above all names has spoken for my redemption. I was once a slave to sin, but he came to set me free. His name spoke for me when I was filled with trouble and sorrow. The name of Jesus Christ, still the same today. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame. Idibia kasamame, idibia kasamame, amama demeo. The name above all names has spoken for my redemption. I was once a slave to
Listen to Regina Abban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Starr Radio UK.
He has given me victory. Oh, the God has given me victory. He has given me victory. Oh, all the days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Yes, you love me plenty, you came to die for me. Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nissi, I am that I am. Ooh. Oh, I searched around, there's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. 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 him I dey receive. Ah, yeah. God in your grace and mercy is always to follow me. Yeah. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's give him praises now. If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. Because of Jesus, every day I shall double heavenly blessing, now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God in your grace and mercy is always to follow. Yeah, yeah. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. Double heavenly blessings that he might receive. Ah, yeah. God, you have grace and he has given me victory. Oh, my God. He has given me victory. All the days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Yes, you love me plenty, you came to die for me. Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nissi, I am that I am. Ooh, I searched around, there's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He has taken away my sorrows and now I'm free. I got me hallelujah, I got my hallelujah, power. Because of Jesus, every day I shall get double heavenly blessing, I him I receive. Ah, yeah. God in your grace and mercy is always to follow me. Yeah. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. God has given me victory. He has given me victory. He has given me victory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's give him praises now. If Jesus has given you victory, come let's dance, let's give him praises now. Because of Jesus, every day I shall get double heavenly blessing, now him I receive. Ah, yeah. God in your grace and mercy is always to follow. Yeah. God has given me victory. He has given me victory.
Are you ready? Revival City Church and the leadership, Reverend Dr. Nunu, Reverend Mrs. Nunu, Pastor Samuel Lamte, and Lady Francis are calling you to join them again for Rededicate 2018. The time has come for us to rededicate our spiritual life before God. 26th to the 30th of September at the Revival City Church, Mitcham, London. Guest speaker, Prophet Gideon Danso, all the way from Ghana to bless us. Song ministration by Nathaniel Bassi from Nigeria. Also featuring City Praise, Minister Angela Mensah, Minister Emmanuel Smith, Minister Ray, Colina Archie Pierce. Come and get your spirit revived. Rededicate Conference 2018. Remember, Wednesday 26th through to Sunday 30th of September. Address Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitcham, London, CR4 4NA. Time Wednesday and Thursday 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday 6:30 p.m. to 12 midnight. Sunday 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, call 07754 382831. Rededicate 2018. Your life will never be the same again.
Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude? All the many things you've done for me. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything.
You ready? Revival City Church and the leadership, Reverend Dr. Nunu, Reverend Mrs. Nunu, Pastor Samuel Lamte, and Lady Francis are calling you to join them again for Rededicate 2018. The time has come for us to rededicate our spiritual life before God. 26th to the 30th of September at the Revival City Church, Mitcham, London. Guest speaker, Prophet Gideon Danso, all the way from Ghana to bless us. Song ministration by Nathaniel Bassi from Nigeria. Also featuring City Praise, Minister Angela Mensah, Minister Emmanuel Smith, Minister Ray, Colina Archie Pierce. Come and get your spirit revived. Rededicate Conference 2018. Remember, Wednesday 26th through to Sunday 30th of September. Address, Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitcham, London, CR4 4NA. Time, Wednesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 6:30 p.m. to 12 midnight. Sunday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, call 07754382831. Rededicate 2018. Your life will never be the same again.
Now we're here, looking back on where we come from. Because of you and nothing we've done. At work, at times, love and mercy. Your grace was strong enough to pick us up. You made a way when our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over. You made a way, and we're standing here only because.
Listen to Regina Abban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Starr Radio UK.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, London, and welcome to On Point with myself, Regina Abban, here on Starr Radio UK. It's a pleasure to have your company this afternoon. I hope your day has been wonderful so far. Wonderful as in pleasant and joyful, relaxing, enjoyable, whatever that you found yourself doing today. I hope it has gone well. And I know by the grace of God, by the power of God, you are doing great. My love and my greetings to everybody that has tuned in this afternoon. It's a pleasure. I am so honored. I'm so privileged to have your company this afternoon. The reason being, on this program, we aim to educate, to empower, and to enrich your life. We want to make sure that every aspect of your life is synchronized and is, flowing according to your desires and the plans that you have for your life, because life in itself is meant to be lived, and as long as you're living, there is hope, there's tomorrow, there's more to come. So don't give up yet and don't turn off. I want to encourage you this afternoon, just contact somebody to get the person to tune in. As always, here on this program this afternoon is going to be exciting. We're going to continue with our topic, temperament. We are continuing with the benefits and the advantages and disadvantages. In other words, the pros and cons of temperament and the various aspects of temperament and how they interact with each other. And we look at it from the point of view where we can personalize it to our lives. And the point of that is that we're going to make our lives better. We're going to learn from each other. We're going to share ideas together and educate. So here on Point, the program is aimed and designed for people from all walks of life. People from all walks of life. People from all backgrounds, cultural, social, religious. Thank you, producer. And wherever you are coming from, you are most welcome to be part of the program this afternoon. Please share the link on all the social media platforms. Everywhere we are there. Please share the link and let somebody tune in. Let the youth tune in. Let the married couple tune in. Let those that are separated, divorced, whatever your status in life is, please tune in this afternoon so that we can have this program together. I'm starting the program and Lady Caroline is on the way. She will soon be here in the studio. My appreciation to all the apostles, all the pastors, all the men of God, all the people of God, all the children of God, everyone that tunes in and gives me the feedback. My messenger went or shall I say hi, something with all kinds of positive feedback. I do appreciate it and I'm grateful. This afternoon I say hello to Sister Jane. You are on Facebook. Thank you so much for your company this afternoon, and please let people know that On Point Starr Radio UK is on live. This afternoon, my producer is Pastor Archie in the house. Good afternoon, sir, to you and to your lovely wife, Sister Lottie. Auntie Lottie, I miss you so much. God richly bless you. I hope all is well. Speak to you later. Greetings to all the women and the people of LTCC, to our pastor, Prof. Abban. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to Reverend David Saka and the people of Light City Church. Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon, Pastor David Amos. God richly bless you for your good work, for your feedback, your encouragement, and all that you're doing. And good afternoon, Apostle Saka. Good afternoon to you too, and Auntie Elizabeth. My greetings and my love to all of you. And let me say this, Saturday we were busy all the way in Hemel Hempstead. Good afternoon, Pastor Yuna. Busy all the way in Hemel Hempstead launching the CD of our dear sister Mama Jessica. By the grace of God, it went well. It went very, very well. And we are grateful to the Lord for good things and for great things that God is doing in our lives. So this afternoon, what is On Point all about? If you are tuning in for the first time, let me give you a very quick background so that you know. It's a program designed for young adults. There's no age limit, but if you're a young adult, this program is designed to equip you, to empower you, to give you ideas, to share ideas with you, and also to learn from your perspective and to be able to understand what is going on in your life so that we can interact with each other. So what we want to do is we want to be able to equip each other. We want to be able to equip each other. We want to be able to learn from each other. We want to be able to empower each other, to spur each other on to achieve our dreams and goals. So on this program, you have to have a goal, you have to have a mission, you have to have a purpose, and you have to have a reason. You cannot leave anything to chance. Yes, chances will come and you might take them when those chances present themselves. You must aim to take them. But on this program, we don't leave our life to chance. We make a conscious effort, a deliberate, concise, precise decision to engage with life. Come in, Lady Caroline, come in. To engage with life. And on that basis, what happens is when you engage with life and you are doing what God wants you to do, what you dream to do, what you aspire to do, where you want to go and be in life, that's when life will happen. Not when you're sitting back relaxed and not doing anything, but when you engage with life, when you actively be involved in life, you want to affect your life positively, that's when life will happen for you. And big ups to Anthony Joshua. Big ups to Anthony Joshua over the weekend. Oh my God, he won big time. You see, for those that like boxing, Anthony Joshua, you may have watched the match. You saw that the beginning of the match, he was down and out. And people thought he was going to be, discounted. But that is the cycle of life. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you are in the valley, sometimes you are on the mountaintop. And when you are in between, it's equally good. I know the producers will be here shortly to bring Lady Caroline online so people can see how pretty she's looking this afternoon. So give her 5 minutes to catch her breath. She ran up the stairs, so give her 5 minutes to catch her breath. She'll be right here. So sometimes in life you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes you're in the valley, sometimes you're going around the corners, sometimes you simply in no man's land, okay? And you need a friend, a brother, a sister, somebody to stretch out their arms to you, their hand to you, just to hold you, just to give you a cuddle, just to give you a pat on the back. And sometimes you need to give that out. You also need to be of service to somebody. So that's what On Point we're all about. One big happy family, learning from each other and encouraging each other. Apostle, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Apostle. Brobe is online. God richly bless you, Pastor Sam Brobe. So this program is designed as a source of information, and we want to reach every youth and young adult. And as the story goes, the demographic of the program doesn't show that there's a lot of youth that are tuning in. We have them, but our average age is from the age of 19. Before it used to be 25 and upwards, but now we've come down to 19. So from the age of 19 up to the age of 55, that is the demographic age group of people we have listening to us every time we present. So based on that, it's not just for youth and it's not just for young adults, it's for everybody, okay? So whether you are single, married, divorced, widowed, whatever, whether you are raising one child or raising 10 children, this program is for you. We will share ideas, we will encourage you, we will empower you, and we will learn from you. So please, the studio line 0208 133 2257, 0208 133 2257, or 58, 0208 133 2257 or 58. US Canada 001 718 303 2737. Text WhatsApp 075 3966 1744, 075 3966 1744. Let me take a quick 2 seconds musical interlude and I will be right back. Don't go away.
Everything
'cause you made a way. My Jesus, you made a way.
Now we're here, looking back on where we come from. Because of you and nothing we've done, so you deserve the love and mercy you've shown. But your grace was strong enough to pick us up. You made a way when our backs were against the wall, and it looked as if it was over. You made a way, and we're standing here only because you made
Terms and you
made a way.
when our backs were against the wall.
When our backs were against the wall.
Listen to Regina Abban this and every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point on Starr Radio UK.
Good afternoon and welcome to On Point. Lady Caroline is in the house. Without wasting much of your time, I'm gonna bring her onto the program so that we can move on. Hi, Lady Caroline.
Good afternoon, Mommy. Sorry, listeners, that I'm late. I just got a bit caught up in traffic. But I'm Caroline, and it's a joy to be with you all. And I hope you remain blessed and be blessed this afternoon.
How has your week been?
It's been a blessing, actually. I was just feeling a little bit under the weather, but by God's grace, I'm strengthened and I'm empowered. And I'm doing very, very well today. Thank you.
We thank God. It's been a busy week.
It has been.
But as always on point, we are on point and we are moving forward. Okay. So the benefits of temperament. So we've been talking about temperament for the past few weeks and the story continues. So what are the benefits? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the positives?
Yeah.
I mean, last week we looked at it in terms of marriage, and I think the feedback and the comments and all that is that the information is too much. So at some point it was like information overload for people that don't know what temperament about. Somebody is telling me that I should find out the key word for temperament because a honor assembly word.
Temperament.
I asked the producers this afternoon. I asked the producers this afternoon. I said temperament no choleric no. Choleric no, I can't say uchi.
And you ever can the choleric to buy. Choleric is to buy, and it's sanguine to buy.
Nina, I can't survive.
Yeah, but yes, but
I don't see a bit more. Why I see where you who where she. We say those are the things we are referring to. But then those are temperaments. But which one? Obi wa hwa na ni so ohye but oye choleric. Obi wa hwa na ni so ohye oye sanguine. Obi wa hwa na ni so ohye oye phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic do obi ani so nya hye wo ho because omu nyina omu de din.
So phlegmatic for no omu ye from omu ye din.
Omu ye din for no na ye phlegmatic for no sa na ye be kan because say we share temperament na ni nyina e call because phlegmatic for no they are cool, they're collective, they are not all that, they are a bit laid back. Omu na omu ye comb for no. Omu ye yempe
okay, obi o wa o say yempe ne wa we won pe ne wa.
Snake under grass for no omu sa no.
Omni-phlegmatics. That's your interpretation. I'm just trying to help somebody because somebody wants to know. This program is not about chi. We don't normally do that. But bear with us talking this French because somebody who is listening wants that deeper understanding because they want to be able to relate it to them in their own dialect.
Yes.
So please forgive me. If you are a French-speaking person and you know what phlegmatic in French is, please call in to help us. We want to learn. Okay. Intino sanguine or your wine.
Omani swashi baby womu wo no.
That's a sanguine.
Womu no money swashi because they are very active people. Omu ye active, they socially outgoing. They want to be seen. Melen choleric no omune mama show omu no so omu die no. Omu na edwene tem bia no omu adwene no omu ayete said de me hu how amesi aka no. the our dream for no no.
Yeah.
How no sa melancholic for no them be and
every time I read about melancholic personality, no, it intrigues me more. I haven't identified myself. Somebody said I should identify. Obviously, identify more. I say, Mami, now who I'm not any of them. But who will be our back? Now say I will be our back. When they better now, when we you have to move in with me before you know which one I am.
Pragmatic. I'm working far from you. Me and Sana can you bet you super aqua me I ever say beginning no me identify me whatever say listeners Ray thinking I'll take that one and then I'll change it as time goes on.
You are jumping ship. You are jumping ship.
They say I'm changing my mind. You know. Yeah, version choose a different one.
Okay. So we've been talking about temperament, and the whole idea is that we want to learn who we are. In life, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you're coming from, where you've been, and where you are going, and where you are now, those three things are so key. Your past, your present, your future. They are what makes you who you are, and what you will become. Okay? It doesn't matter what is happening in the past. It's key. Those are building stones or building blocks for the present and for the future. So I read a book be a mirror. So if you keep looking in the real mirror, you don't move forward.
You don't move forward.
Okay, you will crash. If you keep dwelling on the past, if you keep looking at the past. So people who dwell on the past and things that have happened in the past and things that have gone on in the past and take it negatively. If you take it positively, it will engineer you or it will spur you on to do better things. But if you take it negatively, it affects you. Depression, oppression, suppression, ushin, all the things will come in and it will cause stagnation in your life. But if you can look at your past as a thing that happened in the past, okay, learn from them, take the positives, drop the negatives, delete the negatives, erase the negatives, because you cannot surround yourself with things of the past and hope to go into the future.
Not at all.
No,
not at
you
all.
can't carry excess baggage into the future. It will weigh you down, it will cause stagnation, it will cause confusion, it will disappoint you. In fact, frustrations will come in. So drop what is in the past and move on to the better things ahead of you, and reach out and take them.
That's true.
And so that is what we are looking at. You need to know who you are. Unless you know who you are, you cannot be what you want to be. Okay? If you don't understand what causes you to behave the way you are behaving, doing the things you're doing, thinking the way you think, reacting, acting, whatever thing you are doing, if you don't understand why you're doing it, if someone says, "Why did you do that?" and you don't have a reason, "I just felt like it." Our children tells us all the time, "I don't know why." When these things are going on, you need to ask yourselves questions. Because there has to be a reason. There has to be a motivation. There has to be a direction.
Something must have informed you.
Something must have informed you. Something must have informed you, or something will inform you, okay, as you're moving on, as you're living. So this is it. So we are looking at, when we look at temperament is the practice of moderation. Temperament is the practice of moderation, and that is key. This afternoon I want you to take note of that word, moderation, because we are going to look at it time and time again. Apostle Ernest, you are welcome, sir, on Facebook. God richly bless you. Wonderful man of God.
Indeed he is.
Wonderful man of God. When he speaks Chi, I just like it. It is typical Chi. So profound, so exciting.
Encouraging.
So exciting. Every time I speak to him, I get encouraged. God richly bless you, man of God, and your wonderful family. I mean, Shramo. So temperament is the practice, the practice of moderation. It's key. We have to be moderate in everything we do. Everything we do. And last week we were studying the Bible and we talked about it during our prayer meeting. Moderation. Everything is in balance. Everything is moderate. So in life we have extroverts, we have introverts. Okay, extroverts, introverts, and temperaments affect everything we do in life, including our marriages. Okay, so temperament is looking at yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and your well-being. So these are the key things. When you talk about temperament, it's relating to how you physically, how healthy you are. Because we will come to it. If you are not physically healthy, it will affect the way you react.
Yes.
Okay? Your thinking, your thought process, your emotions, everything, it will affect it. Emotionally, if you are not careful, your temperament will destroy everything around you. You will become an accident waiting to happen.
And it will happen.
And it will happen. Thank you, Lady Caroline. Lady Caroline said it will happen. It will destroy everything around you, and it will happen. So emotionally, your temperament is so important. Spiritually or spiritual, your temperament is important. And that is a whole new topic. You know, when we talk about temperaments in relating to your spiritual well-being, that's a whole new topic, but we won't go there. Psychologically, your temperament is so important.
It is.
When you look at the 4 temperaments, 2 of them is a psychological something. So if they are those 2 kind of come together, there will be bombs.
Explosion.
There will be big explosion.
That's some
like the world, you know, when the World War was going on, when the bomb drops, you will feel it.
Then there's explosion, mommy.
Thank you.
Because when the bomb drops, what comes next? Explosion.
Thank you. Okay. Time is not on our side. Today we will finish exactly at 6:30. So let's move on. Okay. So let me say this. We study temperaments to help us support each other, to understand each other, to know each other, and why we act the way we act and why we do the things we do. It will empower us and be able to live better lives, okay? And make us better people. I'm studying, I'm learning a lot. That's why I've not disclosed which angle I'm coming from. And not disclose my temperament. I'm learning a lot, and every time I learn more about one particular temperament, I begin to wonder, where am I? Do I stand in this? I see myself. Of course, everybody has all 4 at some point.
Yes.
But you always have one as a predominant feature or character. Okay, so you have a primary one and a secondary one. So your primary one is who you are. The secondary one, at any point in time, from morning till night, you can exhibit any one of the other 4. But primarily, you will always have one predominant factor. So a sanguine, that is the one I treat monomose or okay. Outgoing, desires fun, is emotionally is emotional, outspoken, and relationship orientated. Okay, a sanguine, very charismatic, very charismatic.
They don't hide their feelings at all.
They don't hide their feelings.
And they are easy to accomplish a great deal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's a sanguine. I think last week we were talking about melancholic, and then we got confused, and I was saying choleric. Forgive me, I think that is why people want me to break it down so much.
Into 2, okay. Like, all right.
We have so melancholic, introvert, desires perfection, is very organized, pessimistic, task orientated.
That's it.
That's a melancholic. Okay? Phlegmatic. I'm doing this very quickly because today we will talk, I think, more about choleric and melancholic. Those are the brother and sister kind of. And I think I haven't finished the research I'm doing, but there is a lot of melancholic generally in the population. A lot of people are more inclined to be melancholics. Quite a lot are cholerics as well. So the figures are not that clear. There are, differentiation, but often in a group of people, you find a lot of people being melancholic and the next one you will find is cholerics, and then the next one you will find
It's sanguine, and the
phlegmatics are always at the bottom, because those ones they don't stand out, so they are not often counted. That is the reason. Okay, the sanguines are always out there, but the melancholerics, you will see them everywhere. So the melancholerics, those people, because of the way they are, you will see them. You will see them among the group. The cholerics, you don't have to look for them. You will find them everywhere. So apparently, in any group of people, you will find more people being melancholerics than the other three. So a phlegmatic, introvert, desires peace, is unemotional, still pessimistic, and relationship orientated. Okay.
Which one? The choleric.
The phlegmatic.
The phlegmatic.
Yeah. Introverts, desires peace, is unemotional, pessimistic, and relationship orientated. I don't know if you want to add something to it. A choleric, outgoing, desires power or control, is outspoken, strong-willed, and optimistic.
And they love leadership. They
Yeah.
always want to
Desire power,
the pack,
and control. So they are the leaders. Okay. The phlegmatics are the laid-back, relaxed. Yeah.
Oh dear.
And the melancholerics are perfectionist, organized. Yes, analytical. They always
orientated.
Yeah.
Deep thinkers.
Okay. So temperament or personality styles, that is the other word for it. Some people call it personality styles. So temperament or personality styles, yeah, are the viewpoints about life that motivates how we respond to circumstances or situations around us.
That's it.
Okay. So your temperament motivates how you would respond: negative, positive, neutral, uninvolved, unemotional, whatever you want to say. It's your temperament, depending upon who you are. Okay. Each has its strengths and weaknesses, and from a Christian point of view, from a biblical point of view, from a Bible point of view, Jesus Christ is the perfect personality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, he is.
Okay. Jesus Christ is the perfect personality. Okay. He did not exhibit any weakness of all the four. None whatsoever.
None.
So that is it. Okay.
None.
The story is that Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature and found favor with men and with God. And that can be found, for those that are religious, it can be found in Luke chapter 2 verse 54. It has been said that most women would have found Jesus Christ to be the perfect husband.
Oh dear.
But those anyone who married him still wouldn't have been satisfied. Any woman that would have married Jesus would still not have been satisfied, because we are never satisfied as human beings. Generally, we are never satisfied with what we have.
Really?
Yep. Even if it's perfect.
Is it true?
We are never satisfied.
Is it?
The rich wants to get richer.
Is it? Okay.
The more we have, the more we want.
Is it?
The more we need. We have everything, you want more.
Is it?
You go out there and get more. Tell me if you don't think it is.
Really? I think if I marry Jesus, I'll be satisfied.
If you marry Jesus, you'll be satisfied. Okay. You are an exception. In any relationship, you need to know the strengths and weaknesses, evaluate it closely, with a potential resemblance in the life of Jesus Christ. So this is for the people of faith, yeah, in action, in attitude. None of us will ever be perfect. As we grow in wisdom and stature, we will find favor with God and men.
Yes.
And in so doing, we will please men, i.e. our spouses. So I wanted to put this out there. It's not just for Christians, but I wanted to put this out there. Knowing that knowing your spouse temperament will help you to better understand them. Not bitter, better.
Better to better them.
to better understand them, not bitter understand them, okay? To better understand them. Many people think that the person they are married to see the world from that person's perspective. So, for example, if I'm married to Lady Caroline, I think you will see the world through my perspective.
Through your perspective, yes.
And that's how I expect you to relate with me.
That's it.
Yeah. So that is where the conflict in marriages starts. Because you want me to see the world from your
my
perspective.
point of view.
Because we are married.
That's it. But what about you, me seeing yours?
But then I am a sanguine and you are a phlegmatic. I know you don't like phlegmatics, so I'll put you there.
Oh, mommy.
I am a sanguine. You are phlegmatic. Okay, let's reverse. I am a phlegmatic. You are sanguine.
Now let's talk. Phlegmatic is the ultimate to an answer, my.
So, as it stands, because I'm phlegmatic and I'm so laid back, I want you to see the world through my eyes. So, if you are a sanguine, you are a center of the party, always going out there, desires fun, you don't want to stay at home, you always want to be out there having fun and all that. And you don't see it from my point of view, my perspective, where we need to stay at home. We don't have to go to every party going. We don't Can you see where the conflict will be?
There's conflict. There'll always be conflict in such a marriage, wouldn't there? Because one is outgoing, the other wants to always be at home. And if you don't come together in compromising, there's always going to be issue in that relationship.
There's always going to be issue because when you don't understand what I'm doing and you don't understand what I'm saying and you cannot relate to what I'm saying, you are either going to reject the information or you're going to discount the information somehow. It's not going to be of importance to you.
Not at all.
It's going to be meaningless to you. You're not going to regard it in any shape, size, or form. So most people in marriages expect their spouses to see the world from their perspective. Okay, and if that doesn't happen, then there's misunderstanding. Okay, and they think the spouse misunderstand the way they do things, which will lead to assumption. So it will lead to assumption, it will lead to misunderstanding, and then your spouse will not react or will react against what you are wanting them to do. And these are some of the issues. Marriages have broken down due to differences with the spouses. For example, how the other spouse squeezes the toothpaste
from the middle instead of from the bottom.
So marriages have broken down because of that. Okay, we are talking about temperaments here this afternoon. Okay, so I'm a phlegmatic, you are a sanguine. Okay, so with a fun person, you always squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, and I go to the bathroom and I'm thinking, what is going on here? And I'm always telling you, take your time, be relaxed, laid back, don't squeeze the toothpaste in the middle. What happens then?
I flare up. And then there's controversy.
Before marriage, one will learn and adapt to others' way, because before marriage, you would quite happily squeeze from the end rather than the middle.
That's it.
Isn't it?
Because
that was before marriage.
Yes.
I wasn't so irritating and so annoying. So you were more understanding. Isn't it?
Like when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend. You know?
Whatever. When
before
we were
marriage.
Dating, before marriage.
Okay.
Before marriage. You will quite happily squeeze the toothpaste from the right point where I want you to do it. But after marriage and years down the road in the marriage, you will be squeezing in the middle. Every day I go to the bathroom, I'll see you squeeze in the middle. The way I'll come and slap you around the head. So that's how some marriages break down, okay? But you ask yourself, why should a marriage break down because of squeezing of toothpaste?
Because they don't understand each other. Their temperaments are two different things.
What about the adaptation we talk about in marriage?
That's what we have to do. They don't know how to adapt to each other. Maybe there's lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
Lack of communication.
I have communicated it. I have shown you. You have practiced it. Whilst we were dating, whilst we were not married, you practiced it. You actually did it. You never squeezed in the middle. How come now we are married 2 months down the road, you want to squeeze 4 years down the road? Every time you see the toothpaste, whether you are brushing your teeth or not, you will squeeze it.
You go squeeze it from the middle.
Before marriage, one learns and adapts to the other way. But after marriage, the status quo becomes the norm. Take it or
leave it. Or leave it. I think it boils down to when you become too familiar with each other, I can say. If you become too familiar with it, you take things for granted. You don't want to come down to the other person's level. But whilst you were in a relationship, maybe my temperament were well hidden. You didn't know my temperament then. But as we begin to grow into each other, your temperament will begin to start showing. Things that you did not want to do or things that is not good, you start showing it.
But then isn't that the case because we grow? You are saying that my temperament was well hidden.
Yes.
Maybe some of the research I did, the warning signs were there, but we choose to ignore them.
Maybe you thought that I think that's where in marriage we come.
He says in reality, before marriage, the warning signs are always there, but our love for each other blinds us
until you get married, and then you realize the love that you have for that person or the mistake that person is bringing.
We believe that love conquers all. So if I squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, love conquers all. Eventually, you begin to accept it.
So why wouldn't the love conquer it all?
After 4 years, after 6 years. That's why I want to know why that change takes place.
Because you're too in tune with each other and it's irritating to you.
It's not irritating. When we were not married, it was fun. Do you see how the world is? The things that when we were not married wasn't irritating, wasn't annoying, wasn't any it was like normal. But after marriage, and now we are living together.
That's where the key word is. That's where the key word is, mommy. Because you said we were not living together when we were dating. You were in your space, I was in my space, but now you've come together as one. You're living together.
So we need bigger spaces.
No, you need to know how to.
We live in London. It's a 4 corner, 4 square.
You were not living together before. Now you're in team boom. Obiatini baby. So now that we've come together, now you squeezing my toothpaste in the middle is annoying. It's irritating. And you're not listening to what I'm saying to you. So you have to learn to adapt to each other. What you don't like, I have to learn not to do it. What I don't like, I have to learn not to do it. So it all boils down to that.
We say love conquers all.
Conquers which one? That's why marriages are breaking. We just use that word love.
Okay.
We use that word love, conquers all. But then the love is not conquering all. The marriages are breaking. Because your attitude, your temperament, everything about you is annoying to me. And I've been telling you, you're not listening. And you've been telling me and I'm not listening. So then communication breaks down.
So example, before marriage, a woman sees a man's potential and hopes he will change after marriage.
Hey.
On the other hand, a man sees and falls in love with a woman just as she is and expects her to stay the same throughout the whole marriage.
Right.
And the word whole is underlined.
So you see her and she's phlegmatic. So you expect her to stay like that for the entire journey of the marriage, 30, 50 years down the line.
That is how the men...
Then they change.
That is a man's perception before marriage. Attitude and intuition. So you see, that is why a man, quote unquote, I don't know if it's true, I'm not man, but I've heard it being said so many times because I relate with the other one.
Which other one?
I'll come to it in a minute. But they say a man sees a woman, and some people sees a woman and they say, you are like my sister. You know why they say that? Or you are like my mother, or you have attributes of my mother. Because that person is exhibiting a character trait that they are so used to, very comfortable with, that they have managed most of their life. So they think you are going to remain that same throughout the rest of the marriage. The one I can relate to is a woman sees a man's potential and hopes that the man will change after marriage.
Yes, that's how I think.
Because as a woman, I can talk about this for 20 years to come.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. As a woman, I know that this is a man I want to marry. I can see their weaknesses. I can see their strength. I can see where they are going. I can see where they are coming from. But at the end of the day, I believe that the weaknesses, the bits that I don't like, will change. And I have that strong hope and feeling. And so I resigned myself to the fact that after marriage, those things will improve or change for the better. Only to find myself in a problem. This is not personal to my story, please. I'm just sharing an idea. I can identify with that. But what I'm saying is that in reality, all women have this inclination. Okay, most women will admit to being inclined that yes, I knew there were problems here and there, but I was hoping that after marriage things will get better. And sometimes it doesn't. But that's something a woman does. I don't know if you want to expatiate or share. Something that we think about sometimes, or something for somebody to think about. Sometimes we enter into the marriage, the person's weaknesses and lack of how strong they might be. We don't take that into account. We enter into the marriage knowing the person's weaknesses, but we don't take into account how extreme and how strong their strengths that they have is going to drive them. So if the person is a choleric and they are a leadership and they are a control person, always want to be in control, always want to make the decisions, always want you to be a follower, always is looking for a follower. So even in a marriage, they are looking for you to be a follower. Not a co-equal in the marriage. Okay? Not somebody who is going to compete with them. Not somebody who is going to come and undermine them or cause them to feel unimportant or inferior. If that person is a choleric of such a nature and they marry you, whether you are a phlegmatic, a sanguine, a melancholic, or another choleric, they are not expecting you to come and compete with them.
No.
They are not expecting you to come and challenge them. They are expecting you to come and be a follower. To come and follow them, because cholerics are leaderships. They are very much extrovert. They are strong-willed, outspoken, very optimistic. So that's who a choleric is. So if you are somebody who is married to a choleric and you are a female choleric, there will be a clash. So we go into marriage and we don't think about how extreme this choleric person will take the leadership role. For example, as being outspoken, for example, everything you do, they will talk about, they will speak about it. In everything you do, you tell them you are going out to have tea. They will say, with who? How much will it cost? When will you be back? And all that. That's a choleric person taking charge of the situation. Leading. Not wanting you to make your own decision. They will make the decisions for you. And they expect you to follow it.
Okay. Just because they are in leadership position, that is their temperament.
It's their personality.
It's their personality. That is how they are known to be.
That's how they operate.
Okay.
So as a choleric, that's what he is expecting, or she will be expecting.
She'll be expecting to do.
So that's a choleric person, yeah? So a choleric person that takes charge is very secure in themselves, very organized, good at making decisions, okay? He will even comment on how you use
your time, your money.
He will even comment on how you use the toilet, for example.
You didn't put the toilet seat down.
Exactly. Or up, or whatever. That's a choleric person. So in the house, in the environment, he takes control of everything. Everything around you. In the kitchen, he takes control. He will tell you how to even put the plates and cups away. If you don't put it the way he does it, that alone can be a conflict
problem
in the marriage. And that's a choleric. For example, a melancholic person, the perfectionist.
The thinkers, analytical people.
Thank you. They think things through to the point that everything must be
systematically done.
Perfect. They like everything in its place. They cannot bear when things are not in its place. Yeah. So, for example, when you are putting things away in the fridge, you have to put it in the order of small things up and then things down. You know, put things in proper order. So, when a choleric and a melancholic are living together, you can see where the challenges are. Because a choleric person will want to put things
in a certain way.
A melancholic will come and also wants to do things in a certain way. And those two ways are not the same.
Not at all. But then they can learn to adapt to each other.
Well, that is why we are here today.
We can learn to
If you are listening to us, please, you can share your views, your comments on Facebook, wherever you are. You can use the studio line 0208 133 2257. 0208 or 0208 133 2257 or 58. Please use the studio line. The text message 075 3966 1744. So, temperaments, personality styles, 4 of them in the world predominantly, and then there is multiples of others. Okay, so primarily you are either a choleric, a sanguine, a melancholic, or a phlegmatic, and that's where we are. So a melancholic person, a perfectionist, would want to do things perfectly, quote unquote. Everything in their view has to be done perfectly. They are the people who don't leave things to chance.
Not at all.
Calculatively, analytically, everythingly, they will think the thing through and make sure that systematically. So when you are jumping things ahead of them, they get confused.
Because they need to think things through.
You cannot rush a melancholic into making a decision.
But a decision making needs to be taking time. Why do you want to rush through? This one, I support the melancholic.
When it comes to decision making. When you have
like
to make
Brexit.
Like Brexit.
Like Brexit, you have to think it through so that you don't come back and say I made a mistake along the way. So if a melancholic and choleric are meeting, they need to think things through and put the things in order in the fridge.
I wonder if 2 melancholics are living together, how their life will be.
It's going to be perfect because they are all want things done in a certain way, in a proper way. If it's not bang, if it's not bomb, if it's not exploded, then it's going to go smoothly.
So would we say marriages that are surviving and thriving are of the same personality?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that they are of the same personalities. But then that's where we always say it comes down to it comes down to understanding each other. It comes down to compromising, because sanguine and melancholic can live together and have a peaceful marriage. Sanguine and choleric can live together and have a peaceful marriage. Sanguine and phlegmatic can live together and still have a peaceful marriage. It all comes down to how you understand each other, how you're in tune with each other, how you complement each other. That is the reason most marriages, I believe. Marriages is a journey that we are taking. It's a journey. So if you're going on a journey, you don't know what lies ahead of you. But with gradual process, with gradual process, you get to your destination. No marriage is perfect. No marriage is smooth riding. You go through bumps, you go through tribulations, you go through so much things. But when you are in tune with each other and you know how to work it, it benefits you.
Last week, Apostle said that marriage is no one knows how marriage is before they enter.
That's what I'm saying. It's a journey we're taking. If you're going to Ghana and you're in the plane,
you're going to Ghana.
Okay, you know you're going to Ghana, but you've prayed and you don't know what's in the air, do you? You don't know whether you're going to reach safely or not. But when you commit it in the hands of God, you.
But that is my problem. That is marriage. No. That is my problem. We've been hearing this for centuries. Okay, we all know marriage is not
a smooth
tea and cake. I like tea and cake.
I like tea and bread. You dip it in.
We all know marriages is not tea and cake or tea and bread, whatever you fancy. Some people like fufu and abemkwai.
Some people like rice plenty, but still.
So if marriage is not easy, it has its challenges. We know that.
Yes.
We know that through experiences.
Yes.
We know, I mean, in our environment, we've seen it, we've heard it. Sometimes we've even experienced it. Some of us come from single parent homes.
Yes.
Some of us come from whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Polygamist marriages and so on and so forth. We know in reality, in our communities, in life, wherever, this does not only belong to Africa or to a particular race or to a particular nation or continent. It happens across the globe. The Chinese have it. The Asians have it. Everybody has it. The white, the blue, the green, the yellow. Yes. Everybody has issues with marriage in their communities. And to the point where divorces do take place, separations do take place, single parenting, and sometimes there's no marriage at all. No. People live together for centuries and there's no marriage at all. We know all of this as issues that are going on in our community. Yet, we get and enter into marriage.
Yes. And
then we turn around and say marriage is not easy. I want somebody to help me understand that. Now, information is power. You knew all of this before you came to the marriage. So help me understand why after all this time then you come and tell me marriage is not easy.
But it's just like going to uni, just like going to college, just like going to school. It's not easy. You have to study hard to achieve and accomplish what you want to accomplish.
But you go there and you are motivated.
That's it. That's how marriage is like.
And you work at it.
That is how marriage is like.
I remember having to take time. I remember having to take time to go into lectures, go and do my personal studies, my research, organize study group, do all kinds of things. Go to people that have the necessary tools to help me in order to complete my education. I remember that. When it comes to my marriage, I don't want to do those things.
Why don't you want to do it?
Marriage, you don't want to do this.
I do want to do it.
No, we don't. We don't do it because we are afraid if we take our story to Joe Blogs will share it on the social media.
But are you in tune with Joe Blogs before you go and share your marriage issues with Joe Blogs? So is there nobody we can talk to regarding our marriage?
We go and get information however, whenever we need it. From the right people, of course. I must add that from the right sources that can support us and help us, isn't it?
Yes.
And we do that with our education in order to get through. When you want to learn something, you have to go and get the information from wherever you're going to get it from. You have to go and get the information from somewhere, right?
That's it.
And we do that.
Yeah.
We easily avail ourselves to do that. Yeah. When it comes to marriage, we don't want to learn.
Marriage is like an education. Marriage is like going to school. Marriage is like going to university.
We don't even take time to study each other's temperament.
Why not?
The whole idea of courting, the whole idea of premarital counseling, the whole idea of getting to know each other, whatever terminology you want to use, is for us to get to know each other's temperament, likes and dislikes, isn't it?
Yes.
How we operate, how we do things. Do we really get to know each other?
We don't.
Because if marriage conquers all, and I'm a phlegmatic, and you know I'm going to squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, and marriage conquers also, when I was squeezing the toothpaste in the middle during our courting, our counseling, premarital counseling, whatever, you never said a word. It didn't trouble you. How come now after 5 years, it's a problem for you.
But what is it that, just to say, if you know that, okay, my wife, when I squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, she doesn't like it. My husband, when I squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, he does. Why don't you work on stopping it for him? Or why don't you try and work and stop it for her? But instead, you know that we are all learning. Viewers, we are learning. I'm learning myself as well. I'm educating myself here as well, because there's a lot of things that we do that we don't realize we're doing. And but this temperament has really taught me as a person, a great deal of my temperament, and other people that I'm in relationship with. Other people, when I say in relationship with my friends, my colleagues at work, everywhere that we are.
Exactly.
I am learning.
Yeah.
I am truly learning, and I'm making a lot of adaptation, and I'm doing a lot of changing myself as well. So if now I've come to that point that if I'm walking with somebody and this is what they don't like, I have to adapt to that and say, right, this is what, even though it's a challenge, it's difficult, but I say to myself, okay, this person doesn't like this. This is what I have to work on. Communication is important as well, because if that person don't like it and they've related it to you, you relate to what you don't like in a situation, in a marriage, anywhere that we are. Until we come to that point, even with our children, we come to that point, there will always be a breakage of communication between two people. A marriage is not one person doing. It's two people working together. So I'm working, you have to work as well. If you don't like me to squeeze the toothpaste in the middle, I have to adapt to that and squeeze it from the bottom. If I like my dishes washed in a particular way, and I like to be stacked up in a particular way, you have to adapt to that as well. If I'm moving forward, I'm moving with you. I'm not just going by myself and leaving you behind to take like the choleric that wants to take the leadership. We have to work together.
Last week we looked at the styles, the way people choose their partners, the various temperaments, what they look for in choosing a partner. And I know one of the feedback is that we need to go back and break that down a bit more. But I'm looking at the time and I'm so conscious that we can't do that so much, so maybe we need to revisit that list. It's important people know, okay? It's important. Definitely. As a melancholic, what you're looking for in a spouse. And when we say melancholics, we're not just talking about the male melancholics. We're talking about female melancholics. Talking about male sanguines, female sanguines, and so on and so forth. So it is both parties, and everybody, if you understand, because knowing your spouse's temperament will help you better understand the person that you're living with. So what they like, what they don't like, what causes them stress, and sometimes their viewpoint. Okay, that's why somebody will say that let's agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree with what?
I've learned. I used to agree with that statement. I've learned that it doesn't
work because there's always be a conflict. Let's agree to disagree. It doesn't
work.
No, you want something, I want something. No. It
doesn't work.
There's always a conflict somewhere. We either agree or we don't agree, and we work on it. If we don't agree, we work on it. If we agree, glory be to God, glory be to us. But if we don't, we disagree. There's always, you agree, I disagree. There's always going to be conflict somewhere.
There's always going to be insecurity.
That's it.
Because let's agree to disagree. Basically
it don't
means
work.
We are not agreeing
at all.
And if we are not agreeing, then one party is always going to feel inferior.
That's it.
One party is going to feel insecure.
No.
One party is going to feel undermined and disrespected.
No.
And that is an issue.
Yes.
And I stand here and I stand corrected. I used to agree with that statement. Let's agree to disagree. But I've changed.
I have never agreed to disagree with anybody.
Really?
No. If I hear that word, I say, bros, we agree or we don't agree. There's no let's agree to disagree anywhere.
See, you are ahead of me on that
How
one.
can we
It
agree
took me
to
a while.
No.
I used to say that a lot. But it took me a while, and I realized that is a mistake.
We cannot agree to disagree on any level. We have to agree or we disagree. We cannot agree to disagree nothing. So
because
basically,
basically then the two perspective still runs, and sometimes these things cannot run parallel in marriage, in a relationship, in a union. Okay, it is better you agree or disagree. Let's agree to disagree does not work in a marriage. And when that is it's in a relationship with a spouse who is a choleric, it's gonna be an issue.
There's going to be issue because he wants to take the leadership, and then you're disagreeing to agree on what basis. Okay, I'm going to let you take the leadership, but then it comes to a point, and they say, right, bro, my husband, hold on, I don't agree with this where you're going. Let's agree to disagree. No, it don't work like that. We agree or we disagree. That's it.
Temperament is the ability to be under control, okay? Is the ability to be cool, to be calm, to be balanced. Example, when your flesh wants something, your temperament can choose to say no. Example, alcohol.
That's it.
Example,
cigarettes.
Food binging.
Oh dear.
Example, gossip.
Hey, backbiting.
From biting.
Every area.
So when you have your temperament under control, to be calm, to be balanced, that is it. So sometimes the opposite of that is being out of control, being violent, being wrathful, losing your temper, okay, overabundance. When you kind of have too much. Yeah, you are greedy basically. So when you don't have your temperament under control, the good side is you are calm, you are collected, you are cool, everything, nothing takes you by surprise. You know, you manage. Even if you have to make a decision on the spot, you manage it. The opposite is you get angry, quick tempered, you become violent, you are wrathful, you lose your temper. And many people have lost their temper and live to regret it. So temperament is important.
It's very important that we know who we are. It's very important that we keep our temperament in check in every way, in everything that we do. I'm just going to plead with people that we have to know who we are relating with, what we are related with, and we have to be able to adapt to people's ways. Because until we come to that point, our relationships are always going to break down. Transparency in a relationship is very important. It all comes down to what? Our temperament. It all comes down to transparency, communication. Openness is all part of our temperament. Because if you think that I'm well laid back, I'm quiet, I don't want problem, I don't want conflict. So if this is going to cause a conflict, I'm going to keep it to myself. And so I'm not going to open up. All this, with irrespective of who you're married to. You can marry to the Queen or to the Pope or whoever himself. You can marry to Jesus Christ. Your relationship is going to break down because you think this is who I am. So I'm not going to say this because this person is going to flare up. This person is going to do this. You are hiding little things. I always say little drops of water make a mighty ocean. The little things that you keep hidden, one day it's going to explode and it's going to become big in your face. And then what do you do then? If it doesn't bring shame to yourself, what is it going to bring to you? Our temperament, that's irrespective of who we are. We are in a relationship with our colleagues. We are in relationship with our children.
With another
human being. Whoever that we come across, it's important whoever that we are. We can adapt to the other person's temperament as well. It doesn't mean that I'm phlegmatic, I'm quiet, I'm laid back, I'm lazy, I'm relaxed. I don't want issues. It doesn't mean I'm sanguine, I'm well outgoing, I can speak how I want to speak. I'm a choleric, I am mindful, I am energetic, I am analytic, I am whatever.
Leadership, controlling,
whatever.
This is who I am.
This is who I am, so I must do this. This person is not letting me do this. If the person is not letting you do what you have to do, the person don't have to let you do what you want to do. You get up and do what you have to do for yourself. Yes, I'm in agreement with you. Yes, I'm there to support you. If I'm not supporting you, does it mean that I am undermining you? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you can get up off yourself and go and do what you want to do as well. In life, whoever temperament that we are, that is not what we have to be. We can adapt to the other person as well. We can adapt to the other temperament as well.
I mean, temperament in a nice word would be self-discipline.
That's it.
In a nice word.
It is.
Okay. You can be phlegmatic, but you're self-disciplined.
Disciplined.
To the point where you are not too laid back. When issues crop up, you deal with it. You move from position A to position B. Okay, so that is self-discipline, knowing that yes, these are my weaknesses, and we haven't even touched on the weaknesses of each of the
not at all
on the temperaments, but we will get there, because as you've requested, this topic has to continue, so we will get them. So it's self-discipline, okay, knowing that as a choleric, I'm a leader, I am in control, I'm impulsive, I make decisions, I'm quick, I'm this, I'm that. And then taking time, stepping back. Because a choleric, you're leading people. You've got people around you. So you need to take a step back and see what you're doing, how it's affecting and impacting on everybody's life. And that is why initially we talked about your social well-being, your psychological well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being. As a choleric, as a leader, if people are not following you, it will affect your physical health.
Of course.
Your emotional health.
Of course.
Your psychological health.
Of course.
Everything.
Of course.
It will affect you.
Take a look around you. Who are you leading? Who are you impacting anything to? You said that you're
moderation.
A leadership. Who are you leading? You have to take a step back. Phlegmatic. I'm laid back. Fair enough.
Get a move on.
Get a move on. Don't sit down. Do something with yourself.
Stop wasting time.
It's the time waste. The time waste for no man. That's what I always say. Time waits for no man. When you're out there jubilating and having fun, time is not stopping for you. When you're seated in the couch, today I just sat down. Example, today I was sitting down in the couch because I wasn't feeling active enough. I refuse that I'm not well, because I'm very well with myself. I was just sitting down, just wasting time in the couch today, doing nothing. By the time I realized it's 4 o'clock, I said, God, where has the time gone?
That's different though, isn't it? Because you are not naturally a phlegmatic person.
But that's what I'm saying. It's example.
Need to take time out.
It's example that what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
so
example.
Today your time in
my view, I said to myself, so this is how life is. If you sit down and you don't get to move on and begin to do something, like I said, I was going to change my tire. I had something to do, but I was sitting in the couch. By the time I realized I have to get up and go and change my car tire, I mean, the time is gone. I'm late for everything. So just imagine like this in time, in life, if you are laid back, if you are relaxed, and the time is running fast by you. By the time you finish and your eyes is open, 1 year is gone, 2 years is gone, and I'm still sitting at the same position. Wow.
A melancholic, a perfectionist. I like the melancholic.
I love them because they are detailed.
They are very detailed,
They
very
are
perfect.
detailed.
They think things through.
And they don't like to waste time.
Please adapt.
I think I'm going to change to melancholic now.
You know, if you are a sanguine and you are a fun-loving person and you love life, please get to know the person you are married to the person you're going to marry. Okay. And sometimes if your husband don't like going out, or your wife is somebody who doesn't like going, not the soul of the party, let them rest now and then, and you go by yourself.
Why don't you even more, instead of going out every time, sit with him in the couch and watch football with him, or maybe you can watch boxing, or maybe watch a movie. Because this is how it's all about, mommy. This is all about our temperament. This is how we have to be in tune with the other person's temperament as well. Instead of all the time we want to be doing things and do that and go out. I can gladly say I'm a homey person. I love to be at home. I don't like going out and every time you're out here and there. I like to have fun once in a while. But when I go out, I have fun. Hey, I don't say
you pay the town rate.
That is when I manage to go out. But when it takes a while for me to get out there. But when I go out there, I chill to the max. Yes. But then I like to be at home as well.
There's a whole list of people on Facebook. Greetings to all of you, and thank you so much for your company. My dear sister Amesika is online. Well said, mommy. Thank you, my loved one. God richly bless you. Apostle Data is watching. Thank you so much. Auntie Vinola, and a whole list of people. The list is endless. Brother Emmanuel is it Tisdi or however it's pronounced? Forgive me, I beg, please. Chidi, Brother Emmanuel Chidi. Thank you so much for your company this afternoon. God richly bless you.
A shout out to
all right. So bringing the program to a close. Shout out to
all my papas. Pastor Samuel Brobe. Good afternoon, my one and only Prophet Mark Abban. I know you are listening and you are watching. Good afternoon to you, sir. And all the members of LTCC and Higher Life International. Good afternoon to you all. My love goes out to Pastor Una. Thank you for this afternoon. You really lifted me up. I thank God for your life, my pastor. Thank you so much. Which
temperament are you displaying right now?
I'm displaying all the four. I'm displaying all the four.
You're taking over the show, right? The leadership role.
I'm not a choleric.
Yeah, you've been a choleric. You've been the same way. You've gone through all
not the
it.
phlegmatic yet.
All right, guys, this is where we bring the program to a close. Thank you so much for your contribution, for your feedback. I know it's not ending here, and I know there's more to be said and done. But thank you for your company. I hope you have learned something this afternoon. We didn't get a chance to even go into it deep end because somebody was late. But next week we won't be late. Have a blessed week. Take care. God bless you.